think I've got that down. I think I've got that figured out, and I can. I started with a template. I dropped one of the bases, and actually, I dropped all the fucking bases, and I looked at them, figured out which one I liked the best, and then decided to go through and like modify it like to my taste. And then now that I've kind of got that down, I think that'll to make it a lot easier for me to be able to then build something original. What are you doing?
I am going to Drake Interplanetary today. Check out the new cutter.
I got some cool shit. Yeah, that thing reminds me of like it looks like one of the haulers from Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, I guess there's a few ships being made that are starting to look like other ships. People are wondering if they're ending up getting sued. I don't know if those ship. I mean, all you have to do is change a little bit, and it's no longer a trademark.
Well, there is likeness. All right, if it's unreasonably alike, and my assumption there is what they would do is they would get like an architect or something to do an analysis on it and see how much of the original was isn't copied or whatever. But I don't know. And Star Citizen's got a pretty big target on their back because everybody knows their financials and they know they got hundreds of millions of dollars. So to me, that just makes it seem like they'd be an even bigger lawsuit target.
That's very possible. I got that free Corsair. I was flying that around. That's all right.
Yeah, there's a bunch of ships. I don't really know anything about them. I haven't really checked them out. I just none of them have really grabbed my attention. They all seem pretty blah and boring, or almost like other ships. Some of the designs are just nondescript. Just don't speak to me. The only one I will say though recently is that what you had said is like the Scorpius. I think
I love my Scorpius.
that motherfucker looks sweet. Like I would love to buy one of those, but I've literally sworn off buying ships. Like I'm like $6,000 in. I've got to fucking just stop. I don't have the money for it right now anyway. Maybe back when I was making 170,000 a year, it wasn't that big of a deal, but shit's tight now.
Yep, I have the same problem with the new house and the pool we just put in the backyard. But there's one more ship that I really wanted, so we'll see if I'm even able to get it. I'm too close to the F8 Lightning not to just finish it off. And if they start selling buildings, which I kind of hope they do down the road, we'll be melting a whole bunch of this stuff.
Selling what?
Buildings?
Buildings?
I would love it if they did.
Capsule now
They
approaching
just finished
station.
making
Stand
the
clear of disembarking passengers.
interface for how you're going to be able to build cities for the devs, and now that's being used to make outposts and landscaping. The river tool is also going to be used for building
Careful,
roadways
doors are now closed.
and highways for planets. So the tools are now made to do cityscapes on the planets, and the same tools will be obviously dumbed down quite a bit, but how it will make cities when we start making them. So the tools are there, the outposts and the buildings are being made. When they actually go live, which I'm kind of hoping next year, with the city stuff, then I think they might start selling buildings, and then I'll definitely go broke.
I think that would be a douche fucking thing to do, to sell buildings. Like an entire prefab base, maybe, but that's like microtransactions, man. Individual buildings.
Well, I don't
That would
mean
be fucked up.
like Bob's house in the shed for the backyard. I'm talking about like the Microtech skyscraper and shit like that. Shit that you would either take an exorbitant amount of resources and money to
Area
make,
must
like an
stop.
Idris, or it would it's something that would be fundamentally limited, and so you'd have to buy it in order to get it. I mean, regular buildings, obviously, you'll be able to prefab and make, and no big issue.
Careful.
Yeah, if there are buildings like super gigantic shit, then maybe. But I would want to see that be something like a really big mining base, or materials processing facility, or something that I can use to make money.
I assume they would have themes. I would hope for a nice military base, maybe even a land hospital. I think it would be kind of prefab theme, not like I said, not just your home. Though I think they would sell homes. They're selling, small ships and little cars and stuff. So you want to buy a special looking house to put in your city, you could buy a special looking house for your city. But when you go from let's say a $20 privacy, private dwelling, all the way up to, let's just say, the Javelin, a $3,000 giant skyscraper into the sky that has multiple landing ports and like New Babbage's space station, that type of thing. I think that would be another way for them to generate a lot of money, probably some anger, but thematically, military bases, hospitals, just like the Endeavor Hope, an industrial facility like they have, for some of the planets, all that stuff. I think it would just be a good idea. I know, unfortunately, I would buy into it.
Yeah, I can definitely get on board with that. But particularly me, though, if I'm looking at it, I would be looking at the industrial stuff. Any way that I can, turn that into like agriculture. If you can do like land-based farming, or drug manufacturing, and I mean like actual drugs, not like the crime drug.
Hang on one sec, the wife's calling.
From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport. Tired of travel? Why not rest at the next newly renovated accommodation? Conveniently guests, luxurious outside rest. From the best shopping, dining, and Careful, doors are now closing.
I thought you had more after that. It's okay.
She's in the potty.
Oh. Surprised that's not where you are.
I went at Panera.
Oh, got it. Oh, you went to Panera. Oh, nice.
I did. I know. It's soup season, babe.
Yes, it is. I told you I was in the mood.
I know. It's so funny, like, slips in here. In the cross section. And I see right now it's closed.
What she has.
It's like, oh, your section is closed.
Yeah, their closets are so big they
Hearing
look like
them
they
stop.
have nothing. We opened up Nikki's closet and it looks like she has 2 things in there.
Leave the station moment.
Oh, damn it. Missed the fucking train. Well, they did have very small closet space, so we're not used to being spread out like that.
After we redid that closet, we put their shelves in, and they both had an equal amount. Both had a whole rack. I don't think their closets are much smaller.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
I painted the closet and took the old rack out, and then they each cut, split in half, and they each got a rack.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, yeah.
But they still had the same
Careful, doors are now closing.
thing going on in there that they had before.
Pulled that out, and I patched all the holes in the closet and in the room, and the watermelon and stuff.
Nearing next stop.
I don't know why I don't remember that at all.
A top rack and a bottom rack for them, and then we redid Reagan's. But Reagan got the triple. You know what I mean? Like we did all over the place so we could adjust them.
Member of staff as soon as possible.
You got it? Did you?
Did you discover the craft of your dreams at this year's IAE? Then why not experience it firsthand with a test flight?
Sure.
Many of the vehicles on display at this year's
Your
IAE.
red man. So it's just I wonder what happens when you flip them the other way. Oh, here it is. Oh, he turns into a snowman. That's cute. Alright, well, play this game.
Alright, babe.
Oh, say hi and tell you I love you.
I love you too.
Uh-huh.
Have a great Friday.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Good.
Alright. I'll call you later.
Alright, babe, love you.
Love you too.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I'm back. Can you see the stream?
Hold on. I see. I just see your. No, just your profile page.
Did you discover the craft of your dreams at this year's IAE?
Go down to Star Citizen.
Why not
Put
experience
the
it
Twitch
firsthand with
stream.
a test flight? Many of the vehicles on display at this year's IAE are available to rent from one of our local providers.
I mean, I don't see anything. Just nothing. You're not. You mean you talking about in Discord?
Yeah, if you go down to Star Citizen News, I put the Twitch stream.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. No, I don't see anything in Star Citizen News.
Oh, I'm sorry. My fault. Go up to DC's Dream Origin Games?
Okay.
Why'd I fucking do that for? That's not what I meant to do either.
Yeah, I can see it.
Sorry, I just deleted it. Alright, I put it back down into the Star Citizen News unless you were able to click on it and you can see it. I was just curious if it was working.
Yep, it is working. About a 10-second delay.
Yeah. Alright, well, we are here. I bought all my t-shirts. Let's go take a look at what's new and break. I already sold out of all the Krakens. I love my Artemex armor. This stuff is so cool.
I haven't seen it before.
Oh yeah, this is a few patches old. You used to be able to buy it, now you can't buy it anymore. There's different colors. And then there's the security version, which has got like red glowing parts and all that that you have to use security parts for.
It's cool. I like the red theme.
Yeah, usually Drake has their own spin-off because they're not invited. This year they're hosting it.
Well, that's cool. If DC could do it like a guild hall or something like this, it would be fucking sick.
That's what I'm saying. If they would sell. If they ever sell buildings, I'll be in trouble. I never got the Caterpillar because I got the 2 and then I changed that out for the Liberator. But when this thing goes modular, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm so glad I've got my pirate caterpillar. Kind of pissed me off. It was supposed to be an exclusive skin, and then fucking they went and sold it. At this point, I just assume they're going to do that with everything they say is going to be exclusive. At some point, they'll sell it again just because they want the money.
They didn't sell it, you still have to win it.
I thought I saw where they were selling the skin.
They sold a Cutlass Black pirate skin. That's it. But when those doors are supposed to be elevators, when they get that working, that'll be pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, that's same with the one in the nose. You can open that up, but it doesn't actually drop down. Which, it's another thing that kind of gets me is like the Caterpillar has been around a long time. Why haven't they finished it? It's just a broken ship still.
Well, they were waiting to do the cargo refactor, and now that in the next patch, it's not this one. They've split the fucking stuff in this patch, so it's hard to remember what's what now. But you'll be manually loading and unloading if you want cargo. It'll be cheaper to do it yourself than have it automatically spun up. If you have it automatically spun up, it won't be instantly. This is the Corsair.
Kind of reminds me of the Carrack.
A little bit.
It's definitely a Drake ship.
Oh yeah, but it has a bathroom this time.
Oh, okay.
And sleeping quarters.
You can always tell a Drake ship by the yellow handrails. And they don't apparently care about lights.
Who's lighting now?
Yeah, but it's like yellow, like really dim yellow lighting. Ah, cool.
Gives it
Docking
that
hatch.
cool alien ambiance.
Yeah, it kind of does almost have a Nostromo vibe to it, doesn't it? Kind of almost expect to see a face hugger go run across the ground.
Yeah, that's what I love about the Reclaimer, is it definitely gives that alien vibe.
That is almost identical to the area in the Caterpillar. I love that they've actually got switches now for stuff. Also on the Caterpillar, another thing is a lot of people have forgotten about is that the command pod is supposed to be able to detach and fly away. Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to do that. I bet they'll just scrap that.
No, they're doing it. Just like
I
Endeavor.
don't think they'll ever figure it out.
Well, they've already got symbiotic ships, so that'll be easy to do. It's just a matter of now they have to just rework the frame to detach for the Caterpillar. But they did that with the constellations. They have the symbiotic Merlins and stuff that hang out in the back that can attach and detach now. And it's a true secondary ship, so they already have the technology to do it. It's just a pain in the ass to go back and do a rework on a ship. But no, that'll be done. Same premise behind the Endeavor. You're able to leave the skeleton up in space and take the shuttle down. I must have missed them all, but I can't find the components.
Yeah, I didn't notice them either. Very Caterpillar cockpit.
I know the delay's 10 seconds, but when you see the cockpit, look to the right, I'm sorry, the left of all the displays, you'll see a little fan going. Because there's no air conditioning in Drake ships.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, there's a dude. I didn't even see this on my record. Oh, damn. Now that's fucking amazing.
I actually really like the analog lever pull.
You could take an elevator to the top of the ship now to do repairs. So this must be where all the components are.
That would be kind of a bitch to do in a firefight.
Well, all the computers that do stuff are in the back. I'm assuming these are just the code. Or at the very least, do hull salvage, or hull repair. Since salvage is coming in December.
Also might be a good place to hack your way in if you're trying to board.
That's really cool. I like the fact that you can go out on top of a ship.
You're able to do that on the 890 as well, but you have to go out the side and then walk along the side of the ship up a ramp to get to the top.
On which one?
The 890.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that elevator actually goes all the way to the floor, so that's really nice. Cool design. I always see these killing me for the asymmetric look of it, but otherwise it looks fucking amazing.
What's it supposed to be?
What do you mean? Oh, Drake Explorer ship?
Oh, it's an Explorer?
Yep. So it's kind of like this 600 Carrack. It's got fuel scoops and it's heavily armed. The shields I think are a little weak. I'd have to pull up Urkel again. But the wings, one side, the short wings, which is on, looking at it, the right side, split in half. So it's almost like a X-wing configuration. And then the long wing on the left-hand side, looking at it, comes out like almost like a B-wing from Star Wars.
Yeah, see, I don't like stuff like that because, for one thing, these are supposed to be stable in atmospheric flight. How can you do that if you have two wings on one side and one on the other?
I still believe in the rule of cool. But agreed.
I think it'd be cooler if it was symmetrical.
I agree 100%. Like you said, the asymmetrical part makes it die for me. I can't handle it. Although I do like the configuration, just like the Scorpius when you hit shit, I don't know if it's Alt X, Alt K, whatever it is, to make the wings come out and expand like an X-wing. It's really cool that you can set different flight configurations in some of these. Here are my mules. I think this is actually going to be kind of a fun little car once you come down and see it for the Drake Mule little forklift truck. biting my mouse.
Yeah, it doesn't want to allow you to interact with it, just to rent it.
Yeah, I have one, so I was gonna do a ship thing later on. There's the dragonflies. I don't know why they don't have all three displayed. That's kind of weird. They just have the Drake Dragonfly, the black one. They should have the yellow jacket and the star kit.
Yeah, that would be nice. Just 3 of the same one? What's the point of that?
Let's see what they have on hologram. Oh, Kraken, of course. Looks like that's all they have on hologram. That ship does look fucking amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on one of those and check it out.
That's actually the biggest hologram I've ever seen for a ship. It shows a lot better detail and it's got some colorization to it. That's really nice.
Yep.
The Kraken has been released. And that means one thing. There's no putting it back. Sound familiar?
That's what she said.
Yeah, it is. Wish you could get a top down.
Do you still have one of those?
No, I didn't keep the privateer. That's all they had to offer the one time that I was able to get one. And so I asked CIG for a refund and they gave me my money back. I don't want it or need it. It was an impulse buy, and just like the Javelin, and thankfully they gave me my money back. Only ship I need is the Idris. I love that ship.
Yeah, I'm still miffed. I haven't gotten to see the ship that I bought, melted my 890 for. I guess they've just forgotten about it.
Perseus, no, they're actually. I think that's going to come out after the Polaris, and they pushed the Polaris back for the damn merchantman. Oh, here's the other ball. I'm missing like about 5 ships. I couldn't find the other 5 ships. Have you seen the new Cuddy Silver?
No.
It's actually really cool. I think I get the purpose, but it's just such a coffin. But it's a really cool. I forgot what the boats are called for the Special Water Forces guys that come in with the Vulcan cannons on those like little PT type boats. But that's what
Swig.
Yeah, Swig. That's what it reminds me of, something like that. That would be Special Forces coming in on. That's the Cuddy Silver you'll see here in a second on the left. Guns, guns, guns galore.
Still think I like the Valkyrie better, though.
All day. This is just the Drake version. This is the coffin. The Valkyrie is for those that want to go to combat in style. A lot of seating, though, for a coffin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little more than what you'd normally have for a special forces team deployed.
And that's why I think they missed the boat a little bit. Honestly, I think they should have probably one, two, three, maybe three, six seats in the middle, and maybe line the sides like they have, or just one side with another three. Give you about maybe 10, 12 tops, because you should be able to have like a Ursa rover or some kind of vehicle that you can take whatever you're carrying in and deploy them into
Yep.
the field and move them. This is a straight drop infantry, and this isn't strong enough to drop your infantry close enough to anything that's defended. So it almost seems pointless to have a team this size. You're taking an installation. An installation has anti-aircraft. This thing goes down in 3 seconds. What's the point?
Yeah, see, that's why I still love that alien ship of mine. Specifically designed to be stealth, carries, I think, a max of 14.
Yeah, the Prowler is a sexy ship. I'm not gonna lie. That is absolutely a beautiful ship.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense to me that it's, it's for stealth insertion and picking them up and people not even knowing that you were there. That makes way more sense.
The only thing that sucks about the Cuddy Red, which is what I'm in now, is that you can't spawn on the Cuddy Red anymore. These are level 3 beds, so you can only do damage control in this one. But like in the Cuddy Red, you have the medical area in the back, and then you have a small cargo area or somewhere you can put an STV or some kind of small vehicle to deploy with. That's what they should have done with the steel. Of course, there's my Cuddy Blue.
I'll be honest, I never was a fan of the Drake design because the engines are mounted away from the ship on pylons, which creates quite a bit of weakness, a weak area to attack.
And landing is when those shock absorbers on the feet crumple when you land hard. You come right down on those engines, and I usually end up shearing one off. And the Cutlass Blue, the Bounty Hunter police car version. I love it though. Had to have one.
Yeah, this ship, it always makes me laugh because way back in the day when stuff like the 890 first came out and the poors in the forums this is when there were still forums, started crying so hard because they couldn't afford these ships. And they would get all mad and they would say shit like, and this was a big deal. I don't mean just like a couple of guys. This was like all over the forums for years. These guys would say, well, I'll just be a pirate and I'll take my cutlass and I'll steal your ship and then it'll be mine and you'll have paid all that money for nothing. Ha ha ha. I'm like, bro, do you realize it would take probably 20 freaking cutlasses to even make my 890 shields drop 1%?
I remember when you were just sitting there bullshitting, and we didn't realize there was a pirate swarm attacking the 890, and it took the 890 shields down 1%.
Right? Like, we didn't even notice. We're like, oh, look, that's cute.
My Vulture, I forgot that's being released next month. I cannot wait for my game loop. I know I've bought game loop for everything, but this is what I wanted to do is the salvage stuff.
Dude, this is literally pretty much a straight rip-off of the first mining ship that you get in EVE Online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like literally straight rip-off.
I've been pretty blown away by everything on the show floor this year.
Looking around, seems like a lot of people are enjoying themselves.
I think this is where all the material comes out. Yep, looks like that's a compressor. That's kind of cool if you can watch that happen. Like the recliner. A lot of climbing and breaking.
I'm gonna send you an image in your DM. Just sent you an image of the Venture from EVE mining ship.
Glad it's not a penis.
What was that? Can hear you.
Glad it's not your penis.
Oh yeah, yeah. I only send chicks those. Yeah, you're still really distorted, and I think it's Discord doing it because when I would hear you through Twitch, you sounded perfectly fine. Wow, somebody just hanging out in their underwear.
I am looking forward to that ship.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be important to be very efficient with salvaging.
Now what I wish is that Vulture could attach to the Reclaimer. That way you can go out with one ship and do major stuff or little stuff.
I bet people will figure out a way. So we're going to need salvagers once we're done stealing cargo and stripping it down for what we want.
Yeah, that's the next patch. No, it's this patch. That when you are out in a ship, this is, I think, a really cool idea. Because they're getting to the soft death of a ship. Because eventually, it's going to take almost an act of God for a ship to completely explode. The whole purpose is to kill the ship, so you can either board, steal, or salvage it. So right now what they're doing is called a soft death. So if I shoot at your ship, it will get to 0, and it will either when it explodes right now, it'll explode into pieces, and your cargo will have a. I think the average is 45% chance, but otherwise it's 0 to 90 that your cargo will end up floating in space, so you can come back and get it. Hope that doesn't go over the thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just thinking about, the stuff that we'll be doing.
So yeah,
And
once the ship explodes, it'll blow the cargo all over the place, and you can come back with a tractor beam. It'll be one SCU boxes, and it'll be everything from the inventory of the ship. So if you had weapons and armor and stuff, that'll blow out, as well as if there was cargo inside the ship, that'll blow out. You can salvage all of it.
well, I thought the entire purpose of the reclaimer and stuff was to like pull the ship in and like grind it up and separate the useful stuff from the not useful stuff.
Well, the they haven't gotten the ships. Um, they haven't gotten that big yet. I guess that's how to explain it. So they haven't even bothered with the ship not totally exploding yet. Um, it's supposed to be just a soft death for right now. But yes, inevitably, what'll happen is that the reclaimer will be able to use that claw, stabilize the ship in front of it, and then you can send the drones out to do some looking and whatnot, and the side lasers to do the cutting of the pieces off, and there'll be a tractor beam to pull it in, and you can chomp on it. If you're doing an Idris, obviously it's a big ship, so you got to do the hull scraping and cut into it. If you're doing a Drake Herald, you could probably just grab it and eat the whole thing.
It's pretty hilarious. Ship nom noms.
Yup.
Yeah, I completely agree with the ship, not just blowing up because, the reactors and all that stuff, they should have fail safes to try to protect it from going critical. So as the ship is taking damage, the thing should start trying to protect itself through fail safes.
Yeah, there'll be that, and there'll be fire extinguishers on the ships for people to put stuff out, and there will be, I can't remember what they call it, the engineering gameplay, which I could care less about, but it'll be crucial for ships like the Idris and stuff, where you'll be able to go to a computer terminal, and it'll be like a mini game. So it'll bring up a schematic of electronics for the ship, and you can see where power is being routed to a damaged area, which can cause sparks, which can cause fire, which obviously can cause oxygen depletion, blah blah blah, ammo explosions, blah blah blah. So you can cut power and reroute power to other parts of the ship, or cut power to your guns and put it all into the shields to get away. It'll be that type of a gameplay, which I think is a little overly intense, but probably a need.
Well, I think it'll work great for multi-crew stuff. The issue is how many people are really going to be doing multi-crew when they can just be flying their own shit that they want to fly.
And I've brought that up in several Discord channels, and apparently there's a lot of people out there that have no problem being a second officer or crew member on somebody else's ship. People that can't afford or don't really want to bother with the upkeep, if you buy it in game, that just want to jump from ship to ship and enjoy them all. I'm like, oh well, everybody I know loves their own shit, wants to use it. So I need to find you people to put in my group.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we do have uh, a nice cadre of people who will be able to uh, take kind of a lead on things, but my concern really is the lack of coordination. And right now, there's not really much of a way to do that. But even when I notice we're playing other games, there's just really no discipline or people working together for a common thing like teamwork. It's just literally a free for all, everybody kind of doing their own thing. So um, hopefully, whenever we have a purpose, we have some goals that we want to achieve, then we can sort of start establishing roles, and people need to be able to do their jobs to get things done exactly the way we used to bunker bust, right? That was a very precise surgical thing. Everybody had to be on point to do what they needed to do. Don't see that happening as things stand now. It's kind of a cluster, so it's something that's got to be worked on. But I think once we actually have game and we have goals, we'll be able to accomplish that no problem. I mean, if we're going out, for example, uh, for a gate camp to try to ambush some people, steal their cargo, whatever. It can't be a situation where you fly whatever you want to fly. You've got to fly a specific type of ship to fill the specific need, and you've got to be in that role, and you've got to execute on that role and do your part. Um, so it can't just be, oh, let's just get a bunch of people together and get drunk and have Gunfox team kill everybody.
Yeah.
The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily. Careful, doors are now closing.
And that's important to me because um, in Eve, that was something I've done for years, and I know that if you botch it up or people don't do their job, it can go sideways. And that's in a game like Star Citizen, you don't want that because ships and equipment are expensive, and we've put a lot of real money into this stuff.
I don't see it as an issue. I mean, right now, most of you guys don't ever come in Star Citizen maybe once a year. So as soon as everybody finally logs in to do something, they start fucking around with their stuff, and that's when stupid shit happens. When everyone's playing this every day, all day, the fucking around starts to become a not necessity because you've already played around with all your shit, and now people are doing tasks to accomplish stuff, to get money, to get expansion, to get whatever. That'll work itself out. Just right now, nobody logs in, so when they log in, then it's just free for all.
Yeah, I am very much looking forward to it. Um, I th- I think one of the main there's so many components that we need to have in place that just aren't there yet. And some of that being as well, interdiction and tackling. I think they've been working on that, but what is all this box shit laying on the floor everywhere?
Oh, that's probably death robes, kind of like Ultima Online. When you die, you get your little smock, and then you go like this guy that you'll see coming by me right now, and then he'll throw it on the floor and put his armor on.
Oh yeah, okay.
What they're doing to curb that down the road will be because everything's going to be persistent. Some things will have a persistence time
Decay.
that are nothing. But they're going to put a big timer on it too because, I mean, technically, if somebody wants to own a landfill of dead smocks, I mean, why couldn't you? So it's like a toss up between game stability and hoarding bullshit to hoard bullshit. But there'll be a timer on the nothing stuff, and then everything else, if it's thrown on the ground, they'll offer people money to throw it away, or there'll be janitor jobs, and stuff like that in some of the cities. So, you finish a janitor task by throwing away 10 items, you get $100, that type of thing. So that's how you improve your being known and prestige in an area. They really want people to pretty much, not exclusively, but if you go to a planet, they want enough to be on that planet that you could be on that planet for weeks to do stuff and never want or have to leave. And then when you want to move on to another planet, you could spend just as much time there. That's the whole inevitable point, that there will be so much to do on a planet that if you chose to stay on that planet to have a quote unquote life, that you could. So kind of like in Star Wars, where they had mundane stuff like dancers, which obviously had a need as far as buffing, but before that, when it was just kind of dancing to dance, that's what they're going to do, is allow people to have life stuff to do. And cities will prevent you from carrying weapons, carrying armor, drive tanks into, so you'll have to have soft vehicles with no arms, like the STV and the RN Cyclone. You'll have to have normal civilian clothes to be walking around inside the cities, because if you're wearing armor and stuff like that, you'll be perceived as a security threat. So that's kind of neat that they're going to some of these things. You won't be able to fly ships in heavy armor and giant backpacks. You'll have to stow all that.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
Have they figured out what they're doing with bases yet? With the claim thing?
Looking for a good
I don't
time?
think so.
Be sure to visit Wally's Bar and Promenade. Only a quick ride on the metro.
'Cause I'm pretty sure I bought one of those claim things.
Stand by.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention when they had
Ready
them.
to upgrade?
I was early on,
Your vehicle has
and
been
then
delivered to
the only way
following
you can get them
location.
right now is through the Pioneer, which is why I want to get a Pioneer,
Please visit us again.
to make sure I don't lose out on that 8 mile by 8 mile deed.
Trying to log into the RSI website with my account, but can't.
Gotta re-verify. It's been a while.
It wants an authentication code, and I don't have an authenticator set up. And it said it sent a code to my email or from the authenticator, but I'm not getting an email, and my authenticator doesn't appear to be linked.
She is not a very fast ship, that's for sure.
Yeah, wow. As of next year, when it turns 2023, that'll be 20 years that I was been with DC.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
We got a retirement fund. I'm looking for my gold watch.
That's pretty cool, though. I didn't realize that.
Yep, I started in 2003 with SWG. Do you remember the guild ISO?
I do not.
Well, they were called themselves Imperial Special Forces, and they were the ones that initially recruited me. And I was hanging out with them, and they had like one or two Jedi. They had like, I think, two that were training, and I didn't even know anything about DC, and they were the ones that um, I learned about DC from them, because they would show up, they would answer the call to DC fights, or to help out whenever possible. They were essentially like an allied sub guild of DC.
Was that from the beginning?
I don't know what the beginning was, but that
2003.
was 2003.
Okay.
And they had a they had a city that wasn't very far from Korban, and I remember we had an invitation to the wedding,
Which one?
the one that was in Korban. Was yours with the AT and all the
Oh,
formations of stormtroopers and shit.
oh, the days of my ex-wife.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, these guys have their shit together. So I started doing. Oh, I remember that little cave thing. I started doing uh, timer defense. So I would show up and help guard the bunkers during Voln times. And I did that every single day for like 2 weeks. And then somebody was like, I guess noticed that I was always around and offered me an invite.
Do you remember who recruited you?
Um, Cardinal?
Okay.
It was a guy who was always walking around in red robes. So I guess I always remember him as Cardinal.
The red robes were my royal guards. That was probably Diocletian.
Yeah, that's it. So I remember everybody just called him Dio.
Yep.
And so then I went into Intel and just kind of started working my way up through the ranks in Intel. Eventually, I was in charge of Dantooine for the Intel for the whole planet of Dantooine, which was a very interesting challenge because that's where our Jedi grindhouses were. So had to really stay on top of Intel there.
I'm trying to remember who was in charge of the ISP back then.
I don't remember because I never really saw that person. I would just always send my reports.
Yeah, nobody was supposed to know about each other. That was kind of by design. The only person that knew about everybody was the director. Because they were dealing with spies from other guilds and shit like that.
Right. Yeah. I also would do. I would also sit at airports, covert, and spy on spaceports and just watch people coming and going and send intel reports. And eventually, though, once I was in charge of the whole planet, then other people were doing that, and then we would get reports that a bounty hunter just got off the shuttle and relay that to the Jedi that were grinding, get their asses in the fucking safe house and shit like that. I also would do scouting of enemy bases before we would attack. For days before, I would go out and watch them and see what their disposition, size, attitude, everything, how they seem to be taking the threat seriously, or if they even thought there was a threat. I also used to like trigger them. Like when there was a vuln time, I would go overt and I would like ride my bike up to like a hill above their fucking base, and they would see me and they would all freak out and get ready for an attack, and then I'd just like wave and ride off. And I would do that for like 3 days in a row. So it got to the point then when they'd see me, they wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's just no big deal." And then the actual attack would come, and they'd be like, "What the fuck?" So you even got to roll in a little psych warfare shit. I also was one of the guys who would ride around on his hover bike around their fucking walls, trying to see if I could find any weak spots in their walls where you could slip through
I remember
without
doing
having to
that.
go through their gate.
Yep, I remember doing that.
Yep, I had a blast doing that shit, man. It was fun as fuck.
Yeah, hopefully we can get back into that.
It's very satisfying watching an enemy fall, because I didn't really have a whole lot in the way of combat skills, because I was trying to work towards unlocking Jedi, and you know how that goes. Um, so that was the way that I was contributing. So during the actual fight, there was no glory for me to be had, but it was satisfying knowing all the work that was done behind the scenes leading up to that happening, and then being able to basically watch it burn. Oh, my code finally came through to my email. Wow. And of course, the login session already expired. Send me a token after the fucking login token's expired. Fucking RSI, man.
I like drinking and eating. It's just such a pain, but I like doing it.
Well, I think it's cool that they have quite different offerings of things that you can go and buy, and you can sort of favorite a store and like just patron them and like get a burrito, which is awesome.
I don't know about eating that whole hot dog at once. That's a little scary. I don't know.
Yeah, usually I imagine that takes some practice, but I've seen some chicks that could do it. Okay, finally got access to my account. And that login thing is so freaking broken too, because I always tell it to remember this computer for a year, and it never does. It's like every single time. I'm like, what the hell? All I wanted to do was just get in my inventory and look to see what I've got. Because I'm interested to figure out if I've got the still got that thing, what is it, the claim beacon or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I've literally got like, I think 12 pages of buybacks that I can do. Oh, I've got 2 buyback tokens too.
Got my Banu cube for going to Bar Citizen.
So the very first thing I've got in my inventory is from February 9th of 2014. In just a little over a year, it'll be a decade I've been waiting on this game.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I've got a Christmas reward from December 18th of 2015, a holiday wreath.
Yeah, I have that.
I'll be fucking putting that shit on my ship. Fucking decoration and be like, yeah, look, you little youngster motherfuckers. Add-ons, UEE land claim license estate parcel.
There you go.
Contains 2 items. Geotac X planetary beacon.
Alright, so you have the X.
Yeah.
That's the 8 mile.
I just need mom's spaghetti. Add-ons, shut up and take my money. Well, they sure as shit did.
Yeah, they don't offer those anymore.
Yeah, I think I got all those skins.
Welcome to the
Dread
ASOP
pirate
Vehicle
skin,
System.
UEE distinguished service skin, false colors skin, exploration skin.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
You got our backs electro skin hull. It's because apparently that was the hull you can apply, and then it allows you to change your skins on the fly. I think they probably just gave up on that. So now you can just paint your stuff. Wow, that was. Oh, so that was my game that was running in the background.
ASOP Vehicle
I just heard a massive alarm klaxon go off,
Vehicle select.
which is not good
Stand by.
because I'm on this capital ship called the Titan, and it just ran out of fuel and just plopped itself down on the ground because it was hovering. Now it's out of fuel. So that's something I got to figure out, is how the hell to do
Stand by.
mass mining and refinement for fuel in this game, because shit takes a ton of fuel, and you can make a base basically run off of solar, but it can't be a very big base and it's not really efficient. So you've got to have massive amounts of fuel, and I have no idea
Your vehicle
how
has
to
been
do
directed
that.
to the following locations again. Goodbye.
You would think if they can do faster than light travel, they can have like fission drives or something that's just like you don't have to be digging up coal and processing it into fuel.
Exactly.
The Titan ship in Empyrean is actually looks a lot like a Bengal carrier,
Nice.
and it's pretty freaking huge.
This is one of my favorite trucks in the game.
Which one is that?
Spartan. It's ground anvil.
It's like a troop transport.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be nice lunch for our Novas if somebody tries to drive those up to our base.
I also have the Centurion, which is the anti-aircraft gun one that has the hammerhead turret on it.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that is pretty cool looking. If that dude lands and opens his door, drive it right up his ass. Holy crap. That thing's like the same size as that ship. Might actually be I think it's almost exactly the same length.
Yep.
That's the one you said was really slow too, right?
What, ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was slow. Definitely an LTI token. I wouldn't necessarily keep it. Yeah, it's a troop transport, carries 8, plus, I think 1 in the turret? Where's the turret? Nope, that's not it. This one is automatic driver turret. I forgot it had disembarking on both sides. I thought that was really good.
Is it still limited in how many ships you can spawn? Just one?
Yes, I believe.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
But not, you can spawn 1,000 cars.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Now this one
Your
has the
vehicle
turret.
has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
Yeah, I got pretty ticked off when I was no longer able to spawn a second aircraft to put in the hangar of my other aircraft. Like the Carrack, for example, is supposed to have one. My A90 was supposed to have one in the hangar, and of course, it doesn't spawn with one in the hangar. So you have to spawn it yourself and put it in the hangar, but then they wouldn't let you do it. So I guess the only option now is to like spawn it and I guess give it to a friend. Once they sit in the pilot seat and take over it, then if I go and spawn another ship, does it like just despawn the ship and leave them in space?
That's the way it used to work. I've never done it because I don't have a ship that takes a ship. I only spawn thousands of cars.
I like the interior on that.
Unknown aerospace. All systems online.
I chose this over the ballista because of the guns. It's like having a hammerhead as a ground vehicle. And the little feet come down. I have to figure out how to do that though, I forgot.
What do you mean, like stabilizers?
Yep. Gotta look up how to do it. How do I drop the stabilizers on a Centurion Star Citizen? go.
Now you have to actually get out and go back to the turret.
For the anti-aircraft turret, yes. That's why this is a two-man unit. One to drive you around, deploy stabilizers if necessary.
Those stabilizers don't seem very stable.
They don't. It's so fucking windy on this planet, man. I think that's just something they're gonna have to fine tune. It's on the ballista, but it's not deployable. So on this one, it's deployable. It just needs work.
Yeah, they've always had issues with.
So here you can see the deployment of the Corsair.
Yeah, they've always had issues with stuff touching the ground. Just ships even used to not like it. They just sit there and bounce and jump. It's pretty glitchy.
Yep.
Would probably make a fairly good anti-infantry vehicle too for defending a location.
It's not bad. The problem is it has no downward arc, so you could use it from a distance, and if you're able to prop yourself up on a hill, spin the guns around, you can aim down. But otherwise, it's primarily anti-vehicle, big enough, and anti-ship, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a particular spot, say at a base that you wanted to have it defend an area in front of it, you could literally just drop down a block that's like a ramp, just drive the back end of it up onto the ramp so that you have depression. Yeah, with that gun, you'd definitely be able to suppress an area. Territory denial would definitely be possible with that.
Yep, I'm glad Wolf has the ballista, but I like the fact that I have unlimited ammo. I mean, it takes a minute to recharge, you know, if you're blasting the whole thing, but, you know, once you shoot your rockets, you gotta go in for the payload. This, you just hold on a second.
Yeah, because of that, I tend to prefer, I think, energy over projectiles. I mean, I guess they don't hit as hard, but the ability to have battlefield persistence is important. If you've got to run away so you can reload, you're not doing anyone any good.
Yep. Damn, wind just moved me over. The snow has turned my green uniform into white.
retrieval system.
I got stuff in here I didn't even know I had. A Drake caterpillar statue.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
I still have an Apollo triage. Wonder if they're ever going to get that out. That was bought back in 2018.
Yeah, that's
Your
next. It's
vehicle
actually
has
being
been
worked on
delivered to
right
the
now.
following location. Please visit us again.
That is actually a very sexy looking ship.
Yeah, I got the medevac. More or less the same ship.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here that I got that I didn't even know I had, or stuff that's fairly recent, like a BIS Carrick helmet. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I got the Mercury Star Runner paint pack. That sort of like tan camouflage one is sweet.
You are clear to launch.
Yeah, Mercury Star Runner's not my favorite. Oop, shit. Oh my god, did I just fucking do that?
What'd you do?
I just was hitting Alt to talk, and then I went to hit F4 to get the outside look of
Oh my god, that is so good.
See if I get back into my tank or not.
Oh, you'll probably be in a bed somewhere in Port Alls. God, those days were so frustrating. Like literally almost just about to touch down in Lorville, 30,000, wake up in Alzar. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, you can set your signature to whatever planet or space station you're at if it has a hospital, which is nice. If you have a Carrick or an 890, you can set your signature on the med beds, so you can spawn back at the ship instead of all the way, in outer space.
Yeah.
The Apollo.
It's one of the main reasons why I liked the Carrick and the 890. But, I kind of feel like the 890 was an amazing ship, but I melted it for the Perseus.
Yeah, it threw me back in bed. Fuck.
Still don't have character persistence.
It does.
Gotta be a
though.
joke,
That's why
man.
I'm kind of surprised. It must just be because there's so many people logging on for the IAE that my spot was taken, because it is still servers. So that has to have been what happened, because if you log right back in, 9 times out of 10 lately, you'll log back into the server that you were at and the ship you were at. But with so many people logging in because the IAE, I'm sure my spot was taken instantly.
Yeah, and that's another issue too, right? It's like the character limits for the servers.
Yeah, but it's 110 now. And it's working beautifully with 110, which they were surprised about. So I think it'll just start going up again.
I hope, because they need to figure that out. Can't have a game fractured in 20 different servers. If they're they said originally they wanted it to be one big universe with everybody in it.
It's gonna be, and honestly, I don't know. I would not make a game anymore to have servers because just like in New World, they're collapsing servers into other servers. So everybody that's established on a server that fell off now loses whatever they had property wise and whatever moving over. So I just wouldn't even make a game anymore unless you could have one massive server. It just seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's old tech. Like, I, I mean, sure, maybe when they first started this idea, planning this out 14 years ago, maybe, yeah, that was kind of the norm, but not anymore. But here's the thing: you look at Eve Online, they've got one freaking server. Everybody on one server. 20,000 people playing on a single server. Been doing that for over 15 years.
Yep, and that's the nice thing because Eve is so big that you're not going to have 20,000 people in Stanton.
Yeah, exactly. And when we did have a fight that was 6,000 people, uh, I think that was just on one side. Uh, we ended up crashing the server, like literally crashed shit, broke it. Yeah, I think all total it was something like 11 or 12,000 people trying to be in the same system for a fight. I actually got pretty lucky because when I hit jump, um, I the server crashed before I actually jumped, so I didn't end up stuck in that system, and
Nice.
didn't end up risking losing my capital ship.
The Empire's leader in cutting-edge technology. Where creating invisible frequencies.
I still got NPCs standing in formation,
To
huh?
the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Yeah, they have the NPC life stuff that's supposed to be coming in.
Yeah, this shit cracks me up, man. I've been hearing them talk about that shit. I've been reading the press releases they give, all these updates, and yeah, NPC AI is doing really good. You know, we've got them doing this and doing that. Bullshit, motherfucker. They just stand around on chairs all day. Haven't seen a damn thing of any of what they talk about.
And right now, it's mainly the bartenders are working on those AIs. They're working on the shopkeepers and those AIs. There's my big baby.
Thing's such a blast. Well, I know between you and me, we got two. I don't know if anybody else has any.
Um, I don't know. Of all the land vehicles, not to miss out on, this would have been one of them for sure.
Did you ever do that experiment trying to fit, see if you could fit two of those in that one ship?
Which one?
Can't remember which one. It was the big bomber. You said you thought you could fit two of them.
Yep, they fit. In fact, in the M2 and the C2, but the M2, I got two, and I can't remember what else I put in there, just as traveling vehicles. And the A2, I think I could put I can't remember now because I only rented the A2. I don't own it. I can't remember if I was able to get 2 of them in there or not. Those huge size 5 nuclear bombs are so invasive in the cargo hold.
Yeah, so I was thinking if you backed it in, or even if you, I guess if you nosed it in the gun, well, actually, it doesn't really stick out that far beyond the treads. Yeah, I figure ours mostly are going to be defensive. Would like to see if we had like a some sort of a whoa some sort of barricade system that we can set up where we can go hold down. Yeah, I've driven tank before, and trust me, you don't want to be up on one tread. That's never good.
These things do drift.
Oh, tanks are drifting machines, man. They're fun as hell. Just don't want to go airborne. That's not a good day. It's a very bad day. Turns out when that much weight comes slamming back to the ground, it tends to break a lot of stuff. Namely the suspension, including the torsion bars. And then you've got to take it all apart and fix it. Not fun. Also have to be very careful what kind of ground you're drifting on, because like that area where you just were, if you go sideways and scoop a bunch of rocks up into the teeth of the track, you can actually cause it to jump the track and throw the track, and then you're really fucked. You're kind of like that. Oh, you managed to come back down.
And staying on the ground, not jumping too much. TV?
I haven't really seen much of anything recently.
It's one of my favorite little get-around cars now. It's like a civilian Jeep with a little bit of cargo space.
I need to look and see what vehicles I've got left because um, I've used most of them, I think, for LTI tokens and upgrades.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the mule. I think that'll be some fun gameplay to use a forklift. But the hover quad I have as an LTI if ever I need to get rid of something.
Welcome
I
to
got the
ASOP
RN to be able to
vehicle
place the
retrieval
beacons
system.
with.
Your insurance vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
There she is.
Very cheapish.
Well, it's supposed to be. I love it. You can go under the hood.
Is that where you put components?
Yep. This is meant for a city car and, you know, a little bit of exploration, moving stuff around.
Systems activating. Systems on.
You are clear to launch.
It's nice. There's weapon racks on both sides. Cargo room to put a box.
Thank you, and please visit again.
The only thing I don't like is it's not encapsulated, so you are out in the elements like the cyclones.
Yeah, I mean, that's not so great, especially if it's going to be for exploration. Like, you're going to pretty much guarantee like there's going to be some harsh conditions.
Yeah, it looks like it fits in the cutter. You just can't get in the door after you're in. You pretty much have to have somebody in the pilot seat, drive it up in there, and then fly you off somewhere, and get out, and he can jump in with you.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting out of the vehicle while it's in there.
Nope. Well, you might get out of the vehicle, but you're definitely not getting it into the ship. I don't know, maybe.
That'd be close.
Nope.
If you'd have tried that like 3 major patches ago, you'd have just gotten ejected out of the side of the ship.
Yep.
I remember one time you were taking off. I was in the back. I think you were in a Connie and flying up into the atmosphere. Like you were about to get into orbit, and I was standing in the back by the Merlin, and the ship just ditched me out, and I literally fell like 30,000 feet, and then I landed on my feet in the snow and didn't even take any damage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've lost a few people in quantum that way.
I actually kind of like the hover stuff, like the hover bikes, because I don't know, it seems really violent to me, the way these ground vehicles drive so fast over the terrain and you're just bouncing and flailing. Like you'd be like seriously injured if you're actually doing that.
Yep, he's trying it too.
Was
What's up, Gip?
just got out of the shower, became a white boy again. Today for the first time in a month. Now I don't look like a bum.
First time in a month you've taken a shower?
I just got out of the shower.
For the first time in a month?
No, I haven't shaved in a month.
Starting to look kind of mountain manish.
I just got to the point where my stupid chin was just itching nonstop. Well, I gotta shave. I gotta shave. Been saying it for the last 3 weeks.
I can't tell if that guy made it out. He sure did. He must have done a whole bunch of hopping.
Oh, look at that. He somehow got to the cockpit.
Yep. I was actually thinking if I parked all the way on the left side, moved over into the passenger seat, and then got out, I might have a clear line to the door, but that's not what he did.
Are you in the PTU?
Yep. It's IAE
Right.
week, man. Drake Dale. I hope you don't VTOL down.
Yeah, that's a little unrealistic. How is he hovering if he's not in VTOL?
He's in VTOL. He's just upside down. It should be driving him into the ground.
Man, the Nova looks so big next to that thing.
Are you streaming?
Yep.
Oh, can't see it.
I'm on Twitch.
They banned me for watching porn.
Fucking kidding me?
There are some weird chicks on there. I don't know if it goes that far.
As long as they don't ban me for making it.
I don't know. Come across a couple chicks on there. It sounds like they're pretty loopy. I'm like, what the hell are those guys smoking? Where are they at? Pandora, what's up?
What's up, nerds?
Hey, Adora.
I had to come in here because you're ignoring me on Twitch.
You can talk on Twitch?
He does that.
Yeah, chat interaction's like the biggest drawing for Twitch.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not a Twitcher. Let me see here. Oh, there it is.
I'm not a Twitcher, says the guy streaming Twitch. I haven't heard Endora's voice in a long time.
Who's Insomnia Gamer?
It's me, nerd.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, I have people.
So well, I popped in to put a lurk on, because you got to maintain 3 min for affiliate. If that's something you want.
I don't even know what that means. Probably I want it.
Once you hit affiliate is actually when you can start getting
Vehicle retrieval system.
bits, subs, ad revenue.
Vehicle selected.
Oh, you probably need like 100 people or something, don't you? Yeah, my chat
look at
window
my
wasn't
channel.
open. That's why I didn't even notice that.
I don't have you on my Twitch hardware. There's a buttload of people streaming.
Click on my thingy. You should pop right in.
Okay, 50 followers, 3 average viewers, 7 different days in a month, and 8 hours total.
It's not terrible, except the, what was it, the total viewers, like the 100 people or whatever?
Nah,
Or 50 subs or whatever.
all it is just 50 followers.
I don't even think I have.
I've gotten more than that when I wasn't streaming.
Give me your friends. Here's my
Shit,
phone.
I've had this account for freaking ever. I don't think I have a single follower.
I'm trying to figure out what I was doing in 2012 that my Twitch account's 10 years old.
This is going to be my problem when this game releases. I'm going to spend all this money on these ships and I'm going to be driving around in my city all day. I'll never fucking go into space.
Oh, I bet if I'm doing a gate camp and I tempt you with some fat loots, you'll get your ass up there.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably bring my Polaris out there. If they ever make the damn ship.
Hardware, at some point I'd consider modding somebody just in case you get some jerks that pop in with a bot raid or a hate raid.
Oh my god, I got my mule on this dude's ship. I don't know what that means, but I'll do it.
Basically means give somebody the ability to ban people from chat who come in and start spamming or shit talking you.
Or coming in spamming porn sites and things like that.
Because that would end up getting Gibbles banned.
That now is porn. I wish the forklift worked.
I mean, shit, I'll do it. I'll fucking be a mod. I don't give a shit.
Alright, I'm going to bed for reals this time. I just seen people on and I was like, hey, I gotta say hi.
Yes, you
It's,
should say hi more often.
How's Lord of the Rings doing?
So I went to Arkenstone because it's stable and I know a few people, so they hooked me up and helped me get my champion to about the same level that my hunter was when I left. So,
Which is what level?
I'm a champion 60 now.
Sweet. Yeah, I think I figured out my issue was my router. I might have to switch back to my old router. Because I started getting disconnected every 5 minutes playing a couple other games, and then I reset my router and it fixed the issue. So it just might be my router going bad those days that we were in, that I was playing that. So, but I haven't came back to play it again since then. And when is the new DLC supposed to hit?
November, I think.
Hey, bud. What you doing?
It's supposed to be Shadow something.
What was that?
When is the new DLC supposed to hit?
Oh, it's launched now. It's out.
Okay, cool. Because I should be able to get that for free when I log in.
The new starting area is kind of nice. I didn't like the waterfall quest, but they at least give level 1 people a freaking horse.
Yeah, that's nice. Hardware was complaining there for a few days. How come I can't get a horse?
Yeah, I bought myself to get a horse. Now they give it away for free.
Yeah, well, they're trying to be more new people friendly. I was telling Oren, I was like, I don't know where you get a horse from. I'm like, I've had this account for a long time, and I just know that when I make a new character, I have journeyman riding, and I get 3 mounts.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
So later today, Hardware, come up with a list of words that you absolutely do not want to ever hear in your presence, and DM them to me.
Probably nothing. Probably, yeah, that one you just put in there. That would be a good one.
All right, I'll just go through and I'll get the general bannable TOS ones.
original Cool Guild transport. He looks so small now.
All right, now I for real's going to bed.
Take it easy.
Later. Well, even the textures and everything in there look old.
This is an original.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the ride.
I can't wait to see the rework on the 600.
You are clear to launch.
Where the fuck's my tank? Wonder if there's a limit now on vehicles.
Maybe. Or if they sit there long enough with nobody in them, maybe they despawn.
There was a 3 limit spawn per account last time I knew.
3?
Yeah, three ships, or I don't know if that counts as land vehicles either though.
Apparently it does.
Yep, I got the STV and the Mule and the Fortuna out, and the tank was the first one, so that would be the first one to go.
No more spawning 1,000 cars for you.
Why do you have a crown by your name?
Say what?
You have a crown by your name on Twitch?
I have no idea why.
Oh, it says Prime Gaming.
Don't even know what that means. Oh, I think it's just that my Twitch and my Amazon are linked.
Yep. Now I gotta see if this thing actually recorded or not.
when there was that time you killed the game.
Yeah. Found it.
That was one of the funniest things I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that happens like never.
Looking at the view from your wide screen is so different.
It's kind of fisheye.
I thought it was doing it in 1080.
Nope.
Huh.
No, it's got like a fisheye lens to it. And it doesn't fill the screen because the resolution is so wide. It's like literally just this thin strip across the middle of the screen, and that's it. Hey, Gibbles.
Yo,
When did you first sign up with DC?
with DC? Oh, God. Are you talking way back before Star Wars Galaxies?
When did you first get on with DC? Was that during the mud?
No, nobody that's playing currently goes back that far. I think just about everybody is Swigger sooner. I think the only people that were Ultima Online were Wolf and Nyrus that are still here.
I go way back with Bear first, way back to Asheron's Clone. Then after that, we started playing, I forget, Star Wars after that, I think, maybe.
Man, I miss that.
Because I didn't meet hardware until Star Wars that time.
Yeah, that's when I first met. Was 2003.
And then when they put the Jedi's in, I basically left because I thought that ruined the game, in my opinion. But
Oh yeah, pretty much everybody left. I ended up going back and got had some fun, some good times, but it sure wasn't the same game anymore. That's for sure.
Then after that, I think I spent 10 years in WOW. Yeah.
Wasn't that final MES battle? Wasn't that like the day before the the NGI?
I don't remember all that stuff. It's too far away.
I think it was. Hey, Hard.
Oh,
Wasn't that final MES battle like right before the NGI hit? Like literally like the day after that happened? Like it was the day before that hit patch?
MES collapsed and the NGE hit that weekend. So a couple days, yeah. Finally got the last base to go down. And it was for never a lack of trying. It was always bugged. One of the terminals was always in the wall, and I think that was done on purpose.
That's dirty.
And then they put the NGE in, and then a month, maybe a few months later was the last base patch that made killing bases easy, and that's when we lasted for the week and then lost. And then after the bases fell, everybody left.
I actually left before that. Like literally when the patch hit, I was done. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, we tried keeping the bases, but it got to be that we were keeping the bases by really cheating. And so I just told them let it go. And so we stopped and it fell.
Well, I was one of those people who had uh, worked really, really hard to get my Jedi, and I had managed to finally unlock, and I was so close to finishing my night trials, and then that NGE crap hit. All that crap went away, and SOE basically gave me the middle finger and said, "Nothing you've done this last year matters. Everybody can just be a level one Jedi now." And I was just like, "Fuck you."
I think I left about the time that they're introducing you could start doing quests to unlock your own Jedi. Something like that.
Yeah, I got my Jedi 3 days before that patch. I finally unlocked them after doing 29 professions.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that was the village thing.
Yeah, and then they came out with the village right after that.
It's like I got 3/4 of all my professions maxed out or something like that. And I still didn't unlock it. And other people were unlocking it with doing 5 professions. I'm like, well, something's fucked up here. So I
Yeah, the unlock was you had to master 3 professions, and they were random professions. You just don't know which one it is. So some people would just get lucky and unlock theirs, and for some people, they would like hardware would have terrible luck and have to grind through all of them to figure out which ones it is. And there was a guy that I knew who literally did every single profession to finally unlock his. But the thing was, for him, once he mastered 31, he knew he knew which one it was. There was only one left, so that he knew he was getting his Jedi.
Yeah. Trying to set up this damn YouTube shit.
You got a message on your screen.
Yeah, it looks like I timed out.
Now you're in black.
In the void.
Yeah, as soon as you 30K your time out, you gotta quit all the way out, or you'll just have problems. work tonight. I'm gonna have to play through all this stuff. I can't figure it out. It's been so long since I made videos, and none of it's set up on my new computer.
Yeah, I've never done any of those things, so I can't help you. You'd probably talk to Wolf, I think would be the closest person.
Mommy. Blah.